Hello and welcome to another Daily Muppet. I just wanted to make this video quickly this morning prior to the Manchester United Europa League clash with Omonia FC. Talk about some early team news that is out there and that I've been given, and go over where there's still a few question marks, as the team sheet will be released in about 30 minutes from when this video is published, but there's a few early things that we can discuss without having any details, or well, I shouldn't say, without causing any problems for the team at all. There was an expected 11 I put up at the end of on yesterday's video. This was what I would go with based on where things ended up in at the end of the Manchester City game, the team that performed very well. Obviously wanting to see, Martial in there, wanting to see a lot of changes. What I was told earlier in the week is to expect 3+ changes to the team, and from what I understand, that is true. This is not the team. However, Erik ten Hag revealed in his press conference this morning, or in his statements to the Manchester United TV, that Martial's maybe not quite ready yet to start the game, and I believe that, from what I was told earlier, he wanted him back in the team as soon as possible, but it sounds like that news is for Everton, and that he will be starting the game versus Everton, but that this is a game too soon. So this is not the 11. Martial will not be starting today as far as I know. Neither will Marcus Rashford. There's a few question marks left in the team. I think that in some ways, when you have a Thursday, Sunday, you're picking the Sunday team at the same time, no matter what, especially when the Thursday game is supposed to be a bit of an easier one. So rather than this being necessarily the 11, what we've got instead is, where is it? Let me find it. Here we are. This is the expected 11. The name where I have multiple names there, Eriksen, Fred, Shaw, Malaysia, are question marks. But this is actually what we should be seeing here. Maybe a little smaller, but we've got the front line. Sancho, Ronaldo, Antony will be starting, the same as what started against Real Sociedad. Casemiro, spin all the way around, will be starting in the midfield today. Bruno did the press conference, so it's assumed that he will be starting as well. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've made that assumption. And then for the other position, you could see Eriksen or Fred come into the team. We don't know yet on that side of it. I'd be surprised if it isn't Bruno, but we do know that front line is confirmed and that Casemiro is starting. Martinez, Lindelof, and Dalot are the only options in the back. It'll be Shaw or Malaysia. Again, I have heard that Shaw will be coming into the team as one of the changes, but alongside Martial, could that be for Sunday instead of today? Guess we'll find out shortly. Regardless of who's selected, I think this team is good enough, but I do expect Shaw to be working his way into the team as discussed. I expect one of Bruno or Eriksen to get some rest. Maybe it'll be Eriksen and Fred to play. Keep working on that Casemiro-Fred partnership for an option for the midfield. The front line struggled a bit versus Sociedad. It's an easier game, an easier team. Hopefully they'll do a lot better. More games for Casemiro. Obviously Lindelof in there. It's a bit more progressive. Obviously, the team's good enough. The team is certainly good enough to win and get the result that we need today. But this is this is about what we'd expect. I think it'll be Fred and I think it'll be Shaw in the side there, and that'll round it out. Obviously, we'll find out very soon, but the other positions are pretty much all but confirmed. I have not heard any hide nor tell of the potential of De Gea not starting again as of yet, so I've put him in there, but that is not for sure. The things that are for sure: Sancho, Ronaldo, Antony, Casemiro, Martinez, Lindelof, Dalot, and I believe Bruno because of the press conference, but the other players, they're obviously, the two other positions could still be in flux that we'll find out soon. I'm pretty happy with that as a lineup. I want to see Martial come in, but I also understand if he's not 100% fit yet, saving him for the Everton game at the weekend, as the game versus Omonia here should be feasible. What I would like to see with this is, certainly with Casemiro in the team, I would like to see a higher line. I'd like to see a much more dominant side. I'd like to see Shaw in the team and Dalot both getting much more involved in the build-up. I'd like to see it a lot more similar to how we played in preseason. controlling the game around the final third, not rushing, but not just trying to hit on the break, but really controlling it high up the pitch, creating lots of chances, getting the structure right in the form there. It's, the result is important, obviously, for qualification. We have to beat Sheriff and Omonia to get through. We have to win, I think 3 games and at least draw one other, because to not need a result at Sociedad to get through. But you want to qualify at the top of the Division 2, so ideally winning all of the games, 4 of the games minimum, and getting a result at Sociedad is what's necessary. But we should be able to get a result with practically any team we put out there, so it's really about the process now. As we talked about before, as I was showing with this has got to end. This cannot be happening, especially in the Europa League against a team like Omonia FC. So you want to see a more ball-dominant team. You want to see more like this, but without all of those goals being conceded, obviously, and all of that. And a lot of that came down to poor play out the back and a lot of mistakes in a young team. But it's going to be a similar setup to this, with Casemiro coming in, potentially Fred for one of Bruno or Eriksen, maybe, and then Sancho on the left, Anthony on the right. So it should be able to dominate possession. It should be able to hold the ball better. It should be able to do everything that we need in order to get a good result. But about the process, I just want to see a dominating game where the process is working, where the style is there, where we're winning high, pressing high, and creating a lot of chances. That's what we need to see to build some confidence going into Everton, where even with some changes to the team, with Martial on the side, with all of that, it should be even better. And I expect to see some early substitutions as well at halftime, especially if we have a lead, to keep some more freshness in the legs of Martial, Rashford, and potentially Garnacho or Pellistri as well. Would really like to see that. I'd also like to see Iqbal come in next to Casemiro in the midfield if the game is leading. And that's where you'd like to see the process work. Goals getting scored so you can start to introduce some of those young players. We've had that problem for years, always under pressure, the easy games not going easy, and so unable to put in some of those younger players and start getting them the minutes. So tell me what you think. I think it's a good team. I think the front line, obviously, it still should have enough goals in it and creativity. I'd like to see Shaw. I'd like to see Fred come in to work with Casemiro some more. And I think the team will do very well and be a very proactive if that is done. A lot of energy. And I think that's what's needed as well with Ronaldo up top. I think you want Fred in there pressing high, but in a bit of a different role than he played in the first half of Sociedad. But it was a poor performance from everybody then. Still should have won a much easier team. I'd like to see that more progressive play today. So leave me your thoughts in the comments about the team. What do you think? What kind of result do you think we'll get? And I will see you all later.